Conor Swannick is a paramedic for East Midlands Ambulance Service. He's been speaking to us at a picket line in Nottingham.
We're losing so many staff because they just can't physically afford to stay in the job. I've had friends leave this year alone that have gone to be delivery drivers, working somewhere else because they've said they can get more money and better hours with it, and they just can't keep providing for their families with it. And as a result, that's what it comes down to. It's the money that people need to live, and that's why people had to stop today, because we can't keep going like this. We can't keep providing a safe service for people if everyone's leaving and they can't stay in the jobs. We go into life-threatening emergencies and hearing the radio broadcasts for uncovered Category 1 calls, those life-threatening conditions, followed by just a deafening silence where no one's able to shout up and go, "I'm free, send me to it, I'll help." And it's soul-destroying to know that there are people out there begging for help, and we just physically have no staff to go because people can't afford to stay in the job. And if they need an ambulance will be sent. There's a safe level of staffing put in today. We've worked with the organisations to make sure that we're not understaffed, that people are still able to go to those life-threatening emergencies where possible.
OK, well, there we go. It's very much split the viewership here, even if the opinion polls appear to overwhelmingly support ambulance strikes. Around 63% of the public, according to a YouGov poll, are apparently in favour of these strikes. And Michael's been on, he says, "I am not comfortable with strikes, but I support these ones." However, Kathy, for example, says they should be ashamed of themselves. People are dying. No strikes under any circumstances for paramedics. So that's kind of where we're at as a country, actually. I think the strike action comes with a backdrop of extreme pressure on the NHS and the ambulance services. And this afternoon, we are hearing that almost all of the ambulance trusts in England are at such a level of disruption that the environment might not even be considered safe and patients might face harm. So, yeah, shock horror. You go on strike and patients face harm. I mean, yeah, fine, but there we go. The majority have declared so-called critical incidents, with many trusts stating they were facing huge pressure even before today's strike. So a critical incident, apparently, is defined by the NHS as any localised incident where the level of disruption results in the organisation temporarily or permanently losing its ability to deliver critical services, so unable to deliver critical services. Critical incidents have been declared at Yorkshire Ambulance Service, North East Ambulance Service, South East Coast Ambulance Service, East of England Ambulance Service, South Central Ambulance Service, South Western Ambulance Service, North West Ambulance Service. I think that's it, is it? There we go. Right, gosh, well, it's quite enough, actually. I'm glad that's it. But anyway, a YouGov poll, though, has found that despite this, though, it's crumbling patients' care and all of this stuff, but most people are backing it. And here are some more figures, because 63% of people back ambulance workers on strike today, with nurses who walked out yesterday and a few days before that having even more support. 65% of people supporting their cause. What is fascinating, though, is when you look down the list there at the rail strikers, they have dropped below the 50% mark.